Hi, world. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the universe. This is the Rastafari International Ambassador, and I am here today to give you an update and the ongoing discussion in the Black world. I must say today that coming to you live will be BINGHI Pale from Jamaica, AMUN from Azana, better known as South Africa, and Rebellious Monk out of Kenya. Now, as you know, there is many issues going on right now in the Rasta world, and we are trying to work out the best way forward. As you know, there's Rastafari globalization, and there is many different Rasta organizations throughout the globe. So we all know is coming to the drawing board, and a lot have been said and is being said, but so far, 3 countries have finally reached an approach as to the way forward with the new faculty of thinking. So I am not gonna play or bring the back door or under significance issues that is taking place. What I'm gonna do now is to give you a quick update as to where we are right now. So here we go. I am gonna play the decision of Kenya, Rebellious Monk, first, because it's very short and to the point. So here we go. Come in, Monk.
See them? You see them bados? Yeah, I saw it a go on. That's how it is. These little pussies called Rasta or Rastafari. It's just a scam trying to mislead the African masses. And they are not going to succeed. These Rastafari wannabes. Idiots. These little pussies claiming to be Rastafari. Let me tell you, there's more to be told. There's more that they are hiding. There's more that they did, and we saw it. Yeah, Bados. So I'm going to give you a voice note of these pussy holes. Let me just ease up a bit, you know. Because long time we deal with them. Long time we deal with these characters. Here in Kenya, I'm telling you. Long time we deal with these characters. Take my word for it. Me no here if you know susu or anything. Long time we deal with these characters. You know? And one more thing, Bados. You know, when me check the group, I don't even see you there as group admin. I don't mean to ramp with you or disrespect you or anything, but my point is, we that stand with the truth, and I'm sure you have heard from the brother Poko Aviwe of Zenia, because he's the one who gave me your number. The brother from South Africa, because we have been working together on this decolonization and realignment of the Rastafari. So my point is, we have to create our own platforms, Bados, where we are the administrators, the managers, the organizers, and controllers. That little batty boy, Tautara Manuba, and his friend and his friends are misleading Rastafari. They are not going to mislead Rastafari any longer. Yes, sir.
Yes, massive. That was Rebellious Monk out of Kenya. Now, I know the first thing no fun I got do is try to scrutinize how him express himself, but Badass not have no problem with how the brethren express himself. The brethren just attack how him feel. And the brethren make it clear, say him never disrespect no one, but no one can pull nothing over him high. So the brethren and high sink when it come to that. Brethren free, and we give thanks for him sound, because him have a voice. And a Kenya him there. But there's a next brethren in a South Africa. And the brethren them want the eye them to also hear what this brethren have to say. Because the whole point is that door is opening now. So come in, bro.
Rastafari, greetings, Congo. Greetings, warrior elder. I General, the commander of Rastafari Revolutionary Forces, the international Rastafari ambassador, Congo Jabani. Enough love, enough respect, Congo man. Blessed love still, even today. Yes, I Ras Aviwe, to those who don't know, AMUN Kyumche from Azania, which is colonially known as South Africa. Sin, blessed love, Congo man. Give thanks, Isis. Congo, we give thanks for the, informative, podcast. The channel is very, very, instrumental in the advancement of Rastafari and in the building of Rastafari consciousness, which is revolutionary, which is anti-colonial, not the conformist, the integrationist, Rastafari, who tend to love even our enemies, who tend to neglect our condition, social condition, political condition, economic condition, racial condition, because Aina is into one love movement where Aina love everybody. So give thanks, Congo, for standing for blackness, for standing for Africanness, for Aina dignity and integrity as black people, as African people, as Rastafari. Yes, Congo man, it was good even to hear you talking about the Azanian situation. And since he was part and parcel of the Grand Forces in Azania before 1994, fighting for the total overthrow of white colonial domination, and you are actually very much aware of the fact that nothing fundamentally changed in 1994. The only change was the change of the faces, but the system, the machinery, still remain intact. White people are still in control of every aspect of Aina liberty. They control all aspects of Aina lives in all areas of activity, socially, politically, economically, industrially, technologically,
Sorry.
scientifically, educationally, culturally, they are still in control, Congo. See, what you was uttering is true. The fact is, we are still oppressed by the very same European invaders. They only co-opted the likes of Mandela, the likes of Mbeki, the ANC, and other liberation movement as well, who fall to the trap of coloniality and collaborated in their own oppression. All those who participated in that ritual, which happened in 1994, the election ritual, which was there to sustain white power, to give power to the white vampires, and to, and to instill the inferiority of black people. So it is true, Congoman, that here in Azania we are still under white control, under white rule, under white ownership. They own the space, the land, the sea. They own the food. They own even our minds, unless you are living as a rebel against their own control, their own manipulation. Sin. But the truth is, we are still colonized. Azania is still an Anglo-American British entity. It's owned by the imperial throne of Britain. Queen Elizabeth, now Charles, are the ones who are running things. That's why just 2 weeks back, the president of South Africa was in London, the first one from Africa to be invited to give report, the updates, and also to take instructions from the new master, which is Charles in this time. See? So that is the truth of the matter. That's why Rastafari is supposed to organize the revolutionary forces. Rastafari must stand in this time for the total liberation of black people, African people, globally. Globally. That is the INI agenda. That's why Marcus Garvey is central to Rastafari consciousness, Rastafari reality. Because Garvey is the embodiment of black people's aspirations universally. Garvey gave INI the blueprint, the framework on how to advance INI struggle as black people universally. Garvey told INI that we must overthrow white people. We must make sure that we chase white boys and white girls out of Africa and take over Africa back into INI hands as black people. That's what we're supposed to be thinking about, planning about, strategizing about, funding. So to attain INI liberation, because the reparation, and restoration of African people of Africa will never manifest up until Africa is liberated, Azania is liberated, Congo is liberated, Ethiopia is liberated from alien control, from alien rule. So it is true, Congo. What happened in 1994 was just a co-option of black people into white colonial enterprise. Mandela and their ANC members, misleaders, traitors and sellouts are nothing else but lapdogs of white power. They are lapdogs of white power. They are there to sustain white power. They are collaborating in their own oppression. Sin. So Rastafari must stand up in this time and defend the black race, defend the African nation, defend black man, black woman and black child all over the world. It's INI purpose and INI responsibility. INI is not a religious fanatic, but INI is involved in an anti-colonial, anti-imperialist struggle for the total overthrow of white power, white colonial domination, white vampires, as well as the Arab colonialists in the northern part of the African, continent. So INI must organize the army of Rastafari for the total liberation of African people and fight against INI enemies in all areas of activity and take total ownership, total control and rule INI destiny as black people, as African people, as Rastafari. Sin. So it is true, Congo. I totally agree. I totally agree with the I that Azania is still a colony, an Anglo-American enterprise which must be liberated by revolutionaries, not conformists, not liberals, not communists, but by African revolutionaries, African nationalists with an African nation building program for the total liberation and restoration of Africa and of African people here at home and abroad. Give thanks and praises every time. Congo, keep the fire burning, keep blackness always around INI, guiding INI, because we stand for INI people as black people, and we are not here for anybody's business, but we are here for INI business, which is INI agenda, which is the black agenda, Rastafari agenda. Give thanks. Wadada Congo, one black, perfect love. Kamaku, Ashe.
Now you hear it direct from Ru. He's telling you, right? So who was thinking that it was I come up with my personal, like it's me? Badass, just wake up. I know wake up just now. I wake up from 1954. I open from 1954, and from 1954 until now, not change. So all who are talk about changes, come make me hear about the changes where you want talk about. But here we go now, we are going in Jamaica now, because you don't know, say Jamaica always have a different approach when it comes to certain things. And people don't like when we say it, but we set things, we start it, and we are going to finish it. So here we, Ras, Pale, have to say now on the subject.
Yes, sir. Greetings, Rastafari. East, west, north, and south. Four corners of the earth. Upon creation. Come we are ready to be praised. You know, and not just through one spiritual way, but in the theoretical, physical essence of things, you know. Yeah, man, I light in all the great works that I, Selassie, and Empress Amigo as far done for and I, you know. Long journey, through hard suffering, you know, throughout the time. I will give thanks, you know, treading through the Iowa, if you observe the changes and to see the traitors among the people for this time, yeah. You know, because we sight them from that Iowa there till this Iowa. And we recognize sometimes not even the outside forces so much, you know, they defeat the work, you know, but sometimes our own people among, you know, wants them. They move out of the disorder way, you know, instead of the order. Demise come, you know, because when one generation create them anger and them fusion of disturbance, can last one next generation. These words have been spoken already, you know, throughout the Naya BINGHI order, because I lend my voice continual throughout the years while my action have been there. Seen, I have never leave the ancient alone, you know. And I lend my opinion and share my voices over those years, telling the one them that whenever time them disturb the child within the time, the next generation fall away because there is so much time have been wasted. That is not every generation are going to allow themselves to just waste away. And we have seen two interlap of generation over that time, for the past 25 to 30 years. That the changes did not made, and we're still suffering the same oppression of I and I people changing the things. So if we speak like how we're supposed to speak, and if we, chat like them, say we are chatter like the monkey them and nah do nothing, and then, some are flatter lips and, and them say flattering lips are abomination, and then people are shout like dog and a roar like wolf and go on run, and the whole thing changes the hierarchicalness. The hierarchicalness where Rastafari feel with each other. We see more material things now, but we see petty action, within man running down the material things, same way seeking that material things like it the major thing about things now. So the sellout continue because we lose the whole Scott Pass vibration. While the one them was going on the boat, chanting Naya BINGHI, representing the theocratical order of I and I out there. Regardless of how one might see it and think, but that's how I and I sight it, that the spreading of the words continue even on a boat. But when I look, and say, the Scott Pass no return to Rastafari and the family no come together, the Mali family, and have any reason or dialogue to how things are going to work, if it are going a more transparent way, through the land and move on for the Rastafari community being there. That no happen. And now we start them renewing the contract and, one's gone forward on the boat again. So we have to look into that vibration, the energy. If that is the government. Is that the government? That is not the government. That is I and I people. Over the years, it's I and I people always go and represent. When the ganja thing are gone, it was I and I people who went there and sitting there with different arguments and different agenda. And take it personal and did not responsible for I and I family like that, while they are the leaders in them own self account to them. Some of them are self and opposing leader or whatever, but they are the one who traveling overseas, they are the one who talking on many forums, they are the one who representing out there, and the well-known one for carry that hat or sitting at that office. Well, when we look right, we have to speak the thing like how it is and talk things into being and make we words, be profound with the time. I know I go on like no hypocrite car, hypocrite in a pants and shirt or blouse and skirt or frock or whatever. Or man a wear long gown like priest and act as if he's more righteous more than the next man. It's all going down in the same kettle. And when you look on it right, Rastafari around here as a foundation can go like them more righteous more than the one when sufferation continue among the massive, And when you look the woman, them are still fear the great and terrible tribulation. Because when the man suffer, the woman they go suffer out to the same way. And the woman then they get rebellious and hungry. And the man still feeling that judgment there. And when him turn around, I'm brother MC, they inflict the blood mad pain, We don't even want to use no guile, but we are say. And then words the man that we use over the years and I use some powerful words to drive with the satanic vibration from among the massive. And that's why you see right, I say I don't like certain things we're going to if I be rebellious. Man I go turn pan I and have things to say. See because we always speak personal. We don't look through the time and see the works. Man they go look pan a man personal life where I live and talk about that. And man, they go talk about the mistake or the sliding where a man a slide or whatever. But the greater cause of I and I people, the liberation for the continent of Africa, for I and I in the West Indies and, making the 6th region hierarchical because there you there. And when we look around here, I and I at the 6th region. And the 6th region are baffling a jagged foot in terms of the movements of solidarity and solidating the whole office way is dear for I and I from the West. So we can't even have a good secretariat from them Iowa. We don't have a good chairman we can go out there and stand up and say they're representing a committee if you say, yeah, this is the one, and we choose one to sit on the seat, and, you know, dialogue continue with the African continent. Because we are say one Africa, one Ethiopia, one, you know, generation of people, you know, moving forward. Papa, mama, you know, and children, you know. So it the work down to our grandchildren and great grand I go straight down. But they all are children of papa and mama. So now when we find the whole problem them, and the whole problem them then there a long time, you know. But we want them to want to sit forward and know say a forward ever and a backward never, and move the problem out of the way like Rasta say, and burn up them, you know. And cast away those deceitfulness from among I and I, and tread in the righteousness, you know. May I tell you, and see the chant about these things, you know. Enough wanna fight against BINGHI chant, but it was the message from the tongue of the ancient while them bearing the great and terrible tribulation, making the sacrifice to make the people know with a song, you know, within the time. From the dungeons, as, you know, King Tani say. From the squalor from down in a nothing, you know. Putting forth love and, you know, protection to the whole world. That it can live today while the whole world can sight that. And then now the infliction of the pain come on when those rise up, you know, around the Rastafari community. And taking away the food from the massive. And taking away all that belong to the massive for them own personal ride, you know. And while them doing this, no one talk about it. And after the thing, you know, they don't want none of the angel them who are try to make, you know, the declaration of righteousness and a balance to speak up, you know. It's like they want they run here and create all kind of anxiety problem and stress disorder in a man. To destroy man from internal and all kind of way, and casting judgment left, right and center, and I observe and cite these. These are the things where they want them to distort each other along the way and weaken each other. I know Babylon do that. A Rasta do that to each other. A Rasta rise up and plan the next wicked thing to say to the next one. And the attack start. And no, we no weak, you know. So if we start fight with one another, you imagine what happen when some of we all take all the disrespect, because some of we don't want to hurt the next one. Because we know the power and the hunger we inside that we come from all the Iowa, same way we built up. Where if we take it out upon each other, bear death and destruction among we as a people. While we see it still happen among we because starvation dead and people are dead, meanwhile people are quarrel and mumble about some things, you know. And the whole we have to face up the government them of the time. No, regardless of the corner where we find ourselves, east, west, north and south, you know, upon the plane of the earth, yeah. We have to meet with the government, them we take charge of things, who, whether them wrong or right or whatever them may be, because passport have to work, and we know a government to government are going to make the whole happenings of I people connected like that. East, west, north and south, as I say again, everyone that called by I name, you know, Rastafari, and by the king name, you know, Rasta, from them time there, you know, Tafari, Makanem, and me I say, Ras, mean head leader of the time, for leading one head space, you know, into the redemption. It can lead into all kind of different demise and folly where we see happen, because it will go start attacking at the home them. You're going to find the violence everywhere, because all the one them a see the time, they not see no unity and a move forward and solidarity in a moving a nation where we become. Because years ago I tried out and went to South America, and we are mentioned these things. Rastafari become a nation within all nation. And we still see the lingering of making this whole declaration of nation within all nation is Rastafari today. Not a religious set of people, but a movement of liberating the whole wide world, four corners of the world in every nation, every landscape. So we can't go divide and rule and expect to find no victory in that. And separation of one from another, it will create a pure anxiety and stress, and that will come in a fight. Because when I want stress out and feel, you know, no rational in himself. Because a rational person, you know, him a go there and him a go say, him a look through things. But when you at him being attacked and back up in the corner, a fight, you know. You see, we are tell the ones them to be careful of how much war we are stir up among the massive. After all that, we overstand the prison sentence, we overstand the you know, the problems them that, you know, happen to the whole inflicting of, we will call it now, demise upon the Rastafari nation from Dr. Carl Yanni and Jakes Omiak. Because I ain't afraid to speak. Because I speak to Jake Womiak. And, you know, in person, and I brought forward cassette to the Rastafari nation, advising them how to protect themselves. I people curse each other and start war. We always have a way for war, even when the thing in front of our face. And, you know, Jakes was pointing out from them time that we need to protect our copyright and hold on to things. So I give thanks and praises when I cite the Millennium Council came about with that vibration through Bonnie Wheeler and Negos effort, another one, see, make that happen, and Maxine Stone leading the way as a one who didn't know how within that eye of the intellectual property right standing. And we give thanks for all of them works they put in from them Iowa there. But treading on again, I want to reach and look and see what happened the other day when the money come for the community. We still never feel peace, because I did a reason Maxine about that same way. And I say, you know, it can't be stopped by an individual, even though you feel a way about, you know, how things are happening around the community. You better we call a meeting and reason with one and one and get the thing right and move as one unit, one community together. You know, instead of they go up there and just go block off the whole thing and stop it because we are say, it now come through that one here and that one here, the right avenue if it come through. So we demise ourselves. We destroy ourselves with the hunger and the pen start to use against the community because they want to feel them have more education and more intelligent and more intellect, and because of them did it and do the work there. Them have the power to stop the whole community money. I reason this into being from a long time that them having too much power working for the community and want to hurt the community with the power they with them have. And that is why Bongo Brown can do him at the down there now with the whole Carol Garden money. The whole Rastafari money where it's supposed to share among the community even so that the community can grow and bring themselves out of that earth from that Iowa and can go sue the government again for some more, because we don't get nothing for back a while and we don't get the land them yet from the 3 county with.
Yes, my brethren. Take a pause and make that sink in for a while, because, you know, like I said, I leave the ground for quite some time, and this information is very informative for I and I to know. And this platform is here at the Rasta platform and census. So keep talking, fire.
Promise to us. And no development, no mean we don't have no school, we don't have nothing at all where we set where them take away from us during that time. And the youth them have been penalized, and there is nothing come for the youth them who went through high school and penalized, get run away from high school, turn back, turn down from job, all kind of something. So we are say, when Bongo Brown take the whole of the money and share it amongst him friend them, you see, through the Beverly Society, and say the man they must sign. And when by the man they must try to reason out the thing, if you go sign up that paper the way him have said, the man they must full out. Him find a way with him friend them to stop it. And stop the whole trad one supposed to trad private center. So the Rastafari community, you know, share among the whole heap of people who be a battle and them parents go to great and terrible tribulation for this. Not even sly pen. And some people are get 10 million and all kind of something and all a dead left it and all kind of something. But we are say, it never share right, it not happen right. So the anger still there. Because a man like Bongo Joe, you know, we watch our film father get button lick. And they work for him from day one. Nothing for him. My mother watch all of them tribulation there from a little baby with her father seeing when Buster Mantia run him down for try to destroy him from them time they coming on. You know, all over the place, nothing no give to them. And I know like say I never had try to make effort. But who was steering it in the right way, I say the man must bring it to the center so that all I can have a solidarity in the oneness. And by the time it reach halfway through, I reach there in the march where him say, bring on the march to the government to make things free up and go in the right and proper way. Him get an argument from the Prime Minister, so them are going to make it work. And by him get an argument from the Prime Minister, them stop the whole money, the whole campaign what was going around Crossway the center, them, in Crossway Jamaica was supposed to go around for everyone, sensitize, and know say the farm for full out. I went there in a half a tree and was reasoning to them in front of Miguelan and everyone and say it must go around the fort in Paris so that all of the rest of them who have been affected and only in a coral garden a man to go be alone. A whole heap of Rastafari there all over the island. And they move from place to place. So the sensitization did have to go continue. The government buy it off by we reaching half a tree and a march against the government of Jamaica. We reach home we yard. The government in a dialogue with the leaders them already. Pull where some of them go do. Tell them how give them how much money and promise them and do. Sign off the stoppage of those who are supposed to pull out the farm to get the money. So then give them a little run around the place, the money. I shoot these things. This is a lie. Where none of the ancient them escape and none of them man not get no money. None of the Congo man them will get battle liquor and sin thing. So all them expect say the community to grow in a poverty when a few of them. Bongo Brown house big like our since that. He might get $10 million and him friend them. So we are say, Ronia, the $10 million we are give to some of them people. You see, any of them take a slice out of the 10 million where them a call it, the 100,000 when them a call it a month time, whatever, and give a little to our community. Is there any that come in a 10%, a 5%, a 1% for the community? You know, Sister Bongo Brown put it in the man them like say, a fee money and he must share up some money among some man with the government. And the community get demise because some of the man them will get money now have nothing to do with the community. They never did that with the community, none at all out of over them period of years the one who fight and a go a man to go be all about and have the rally to fight for the money. None of them never did it, some of them. Now, even if they did it, they never do nothing great for put in. Like some sacrifice, some some of them want them make. Like my Wally down and that one. So we are say, the demise there with the leaders them who sign in the pen. From here to Africa to South America, cross with the whole. North Carolina, name the places where them there. As leaders with pen. Signing from left, right, and center. But the people within the community, the Rastafari, grassroots people, them, as I did speak to Jakes Omiak years ago, that him take the grassroots people, them, copyright, artifacts, and pull it out and put it into a museum piece. And the grassroots people now go get no money out of it because even now we find him come and put it in the Jamaica Institute. And the money still now come to the community. The ancient them don't yam nothing. Not even a Irish potato crush and put it on them jawbone out of them money there. Yeah. So when Carl Garden vibration go through there now and $120 million there. I swing on upon the island. And the ancient them not put some of them not put not even a little spoon of Irish mash in their mouth. And say boy 5% of the money they go for a feeding program around there so we can go feed some of them one day. Who need it right now around there so we gather every time and I hold the battlefield. You know, see them just folly with them pen they with them I use. You know, Sister Maxine Stone stop the money and the pen they she use, using it the wrong way. For stop the money. And up till now we can't have a unity and a call for a nice solidarity in oneness through the whole Millennium Council and the Rastafari nation. What do you think happening here? Like a politics vibration like a politician, we have a lead the whole Rastafari organization them. We look on Raga go down there so again. And we Raga go on with. You know, he go create its own local entity against the whole thing. Rasta in unity do what it want to do. We have all of these little entity around the thing. And we are say, these entities should are in a one, as a one unit moving forward. And all the pen them should have can sign on one paper to fulfillment of this monetary affair what we have among our community. We shouldn't have run as a Beverly and society. No have nothing to do with Millennium Council. Eh? And then we're going to go on as a rag and have nothing to do with the next 2 hours. When we are see arm run in a Rastafari nation. Eh? And the South African nation and Rastafari, what you say? Now one nation and Rastafari cross with the whole continent of Africa. So South Africa different from Kenya around it, so different from no one Rastafari. And a one continent we have. We don't have no divide and rule around here. We then can come pick we off like how them pick off government. And France colonized this, so Belgium own the piece here. And around this, so then you can see America come in with African and militarize the whole Africa. How much state Africa militarize. If you do what you want, the Chinese, they pick off a whole heap and something. So what we have to do as Rastafari, they move in the same order there. Where we go pick off some and send some and say some too white. We don't like them one, there's that we want the dark brown so we can go with him. And they want the piece of coolies to burn him, man. Look here, man, if we follow with them people, they train some of them people around here, we see them a lead Rastafari. If it do, a badass argument are going to take place. Because badass speak things like how it was and still will continue if one no listen. And that badass I tell man. He might tell man and woman that then close. Say gunshot rain in a people when them no listen and no follow the people within the order. It's not like say a man just go hunt down a man and kill him. Cause I know so it go, man. But we see nation a kill nation, man, around here. We see nation a hunt down leaders and massacre them. Murder of president. Put Mandela in a prison for much years. And no one couldn't do nothing about that. Try them in front of everyone and scrutinize them in the media. And put them down. Yeah, man. I mean, them did that round here in Jamaica too. Yeah, man. And then them assassinate the leader who say he want a redemption through the University of the West Indies and colonize out everything into a load of nothing. I will see the institution of the University of the West Indies today because it is more powerful than the grassroots people of this community because of Jake's Omiak and the Smithsonian. Where our community give power to. And when you speak to our ancient, them then won't go on and they don't want to listen. So when badass say we have to change things and speak things like how it is. I am one of them who has solidarity with that and I send out a whole argument about that too. Because I was there and I tell the same argument. Then if we have traitors and mark and sell out too, and they move in the wrong way. What do you think I and I generation of people they go do? They go accept say I and I do that? We they go say that will happen and take place around there. So we did have something to do with it. So we they go want it as a part of our history now and hug up that and carry that with the I and I. We have to burn that. We have to declare that I and I wasn't a part of that, and I and I now have nothing to do with that. And I did try that different type of tribulation because my people them bear tribulation, battle like imprisonment and all kind of sitting same way and get slaughtered on battlefield and all kind of same thing and get accused of things with them not do. Sent to prison and all kind of things. So when the man attack, the man must talk with reality that the scars is still here. And if a man talk about him experience and people can sit down and take the ride. What do you think is going to happen later on from this when you hide the truth? And you meet up with the bullet. Eh? Ah, you see one long gun, you run, go tell Babylon, say the man them have gun. Like a traitor. So we go tell the man them say, and the woman them, not them clothes. You can repatriate home and have security, proper security home there. It's the continent of Africa that just run free and allow people just come in and just massacre them, just murder them. Me hear Bukia talk to Badass some kind of way. And Badass have to return and answer some kind of way. A fire, you know. Because we are going to need proper security. So if the man say I go up on a ship with him gun, it must be Africa. Africa line up that the proper way for the gun them go to Africa to protect the nation, man. So we are going to tell me, say we not going to have proper security around I&I. We don't want to train I&I people them, to secure I&I community from the massacre. And those who want to get rid of I&I as a people. Home and abroad. Yeah? You think you can leave off a battlefield and go home and just drop hands and say everything alright? You think say if you want to worry up on battlefield and you end up saying no, me a priest, and you there serve with a long gun, the man don't want to come put gunshot in your skin? Listen, man. A woman in a clothes. You just see every day police are protect you and all soldiers and kind of people running with long gun. And private security when not owned by none of we have the community. But we don't want our community wants them to have proper security we protect we. Where we can call upon anytime to stand with the other security forces and work equally to protect our community. Where we going as a nation, within our nation? Pecky talk. Eh? Can lead out I&I people. Millions I&I at one time. In a one commune, one area, one setting. Can you build housing schemes or set a state or create what do you call it now? Alright, say, we create one city of Rastafari within I&I setting. Isn't there gonna be protection around it? Eh? What we say, we burn our gun and everything irie while them have the gun. We burn technology and them have the technology to kill off the whole community. I don't want to be too long, you know. But I tell you, I hate to be confused by my own people. For so long, so much I try to confuse the ones them head. And a fireman, reason things into being the right way. Speak truth. Speak truth into being truth to the people. Wherever you know, call it what it is. You know, don't go on like you want to refrain from the truth. Them have long gun and all kind of equipment out there for massacre I&I people. We have to have testers for water. We have to have scientists. We have to have archaeologists. We have to have every one of the engineer them and everything prepare. We have to prepare our mind for the time. It's not just like our man think, we have to go industrialize certain things for I&I self. And one factories that produce I&I things. Africa need I&I in that format. I&I have to liberate I&I self. A mindset in this time. Yeah. From the illusion. You know. Too much illusion among I&I. And every mouth speaking, but we not speak the right thing and set one argument that we can move to. We can't go to government with them argument then. We have to go to government. We have to have dialogue. It has to be a government to government argument. So while we reason here and we reason there, we have to put the argument in a one argument and go towards it as a government to government, as I&I is a government, formulating I&I self. We have to have ministers. And I peer and I self. Rastafari I live. Every time.
Yes, Raspiel. Give thanks every time.
Yeah, so it a go on. That's how it is.
Yes.
This little pussy.
Give thanks, Raspiel, every time for that grateful standing of I, Jaboni. I want to say maximum respect to Japi, Japal, out of Washington, D.C. And I want the world to know now, say Japal, I want to make youth soldier. Yeah, Japal, father and I went to school, respect Jadine. Because you don't know how much respect and love I have for both you and your son. Your son coming like a my son. The only youth could have tell I to fall forward is Japi. And Japi reason with I think Wednesday until I said, Japi, you step it too hard. Ease up off of them, loud them. And Japi asks I say, what is the alternative? And what is the next thing Mark I? Like, me I tell them the problem. What is the solution, Japi say? And my response to Japi, I was listening to Japi careful. And I respond to Japi was, Japi, when I start this thing, my story me I tell. And that's the only thing me that do, tell my story. And me that tell it in a form so some youth no make the mistake where I make. The whole man take it upon I to be ambassador after reason that I and will come to certain full standing that errors was made and certain correction I forgot make. Him never give no agenda from an angle like a this me fi do and a that me fi do and a that. Him just tell I because him know say me nah go look to the right or look to the left. 21 years after me get the assignment, that's when me rise up. Because when I come forward to London, yeah, I couldn't find the right team. Yes, I find a whole heap of loyal soldier, but as you hear the virgin say look while, money is always the objective. And I never have no money to give no youth for following. So I couldn't buy no following. Today I still not buy no following. But I'm on faith and belief tell I. And this is what I tell Japi. That I not feel have the answer. All I want to know is the way forward. And I already tell them the way forward, but here it is now. Just saying, Ras, BINGHI Pele, for come now. And them youth are now younger than I, and them youth have answer and direction. So I think Simon work is fulfilling. Because other youth is there now. Here you have a youth in Kenya, Rebellious Monk, have a platform down there, and have his people. Then you have a youth, AMUN, in South Africa. We have his people. So now it's ones and ones, and all four I and I right now agree upon the objective, and the objective is shutting the door. We not beg no one to come follow away who no black no black again. So me nah go say too much more things because I think the item for have a time for penetrate, listen carefully to the three races just now. BINGHI Pele, Amura, and Rebellious Monk. Listen carefully what they say. And then come to your own opinion and how you can facilitate the way forward. Keep in mind that if you have something that you want to say to I and I, the number is 07851 984 675. Send me a voice note and I now go census it. Whatever you want, tell I and I, it will be heard over here. Again, 07851 984 675. I want to hear from the daughter and the sister in them and the mothers them too, cause this is not a man thing. No, because you hear me say, no woman nah lead I. That no mean say no woman me nah take advice. Yeah. So as a daughter or a woman, if you have a leadership problem and you have things where you want to be heard, feel free to send whatever is going through your mind. So until such time, go on hold our meds.